the best entertainment, the widest coverage, the fastest speed, only through Asian Network. Call now for huge standalone and bundle savings at
Welcome to this week's Shannon's Lifestyle, and in this episode it's very personal. It's something that happened to me recently. It's very close to my heart. It's gonna be a very hard episode to tape, but I decided I want to share this journey with everybody in front of the camera. For whoever that's experiencing or have experienced the same type of grieving and emotions before, I wish you to stay there and let's just talk about this issue together. So my mom just passed away in the last 2 weeks because of organ failure. It happened really sudden. Basically, we took her to the emergency room and she never came back after that. She spent 3 days in the ICU and I literally saw her heart go from 120 to 0 in 5 minutes because there's nothing ever the doctor could have done. And all her blood result came back saying that she has acute liver failure and it's end of stage. The only thing she could ever be surviving on is a liver transplant, and which was impossible at that time because she is a visitor in America, and even for citizens there's a long line of waiting and they're not able to take her in. So I literally have to see her dying on the bed and to her last breath, and I wasn't even able to talk to her. So it was really hard, and even until now I'm still going through this, thinking about some of the things that I've said to her and thinking about those moments that I should have spent with her. It was really hard. And then this morning I got a call from one of my dear friends, Zach, who is sitting next to me and reaching out to see how am I doing. And thank you so much again for coming last minute. And he has helped me with a lot of things and said many things that I think that will be really helpful and guide me through this journey. That's why I'm thinking bring him to this episode, so whatever I'm experiencing, everybody else can take the tool he's teaching me and also apply it on your own if you ever needed to. Thank you again, Zach, for being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So I know this morning you were, trying to tell me that, if I'm willing to, you can create a space that I can reconnect with my mom, which is something I actually found to be very endearing, because one thing that I feel like, thank you so much, that I feel like, that's really hard for me is, as an Asian daughter, we're just very close because Asian families are always very close with their mom or with their family. She was my best friend, and I feel like when she's gone, a big part of me is missing. It's like I don't really know why I'm here anymore. I can't find my purpose of life. I mean, what should I do? I mean, what is ahead of me?
One of the things that I've done is lived my life. And in the process, I've been able to learn a lot of different tools. One of the things that's been apparent in that is that we live lives through systems, programs. If you have a consistent program that works for you, then you have a pretty successful life. In your culture, it's really prominent for the family to raise the children in a way that they have success and that they are representation of their parents and of their lineage, of their ancestors. And they take that very seriously. It's really important to them. I get that. That makes a lot of sense to me. One of the things that I've noticed with that is your mother raises you. You get codependency. From the moment you're born until the moment that she leaves, there's a consistent program running. Right. And it's you with her and whatever you guys create together. And that's going to have positives, that's going to have negatives. That's going to have things that totally propel you in life and totally stop you in life. And you get to see which ones of those are ones that you want to use and which ones that maybe they're not working for you so much, so you're going to refine them into something else that works for you. And in that process, you're going to start to separate from your mom. And it's not that you're separating from mother, you're separating from the programming that she taught you that has allowed you to become who you are today, which is very powerful and may have some things that you get to do for your mother, which is continue to refine the things that triggered her or the things that she may have gotten stuck on. You get to continue to refine that. And the cool thing about it is, as you refine it, it starts to shift in her as well. So when you go back to communicate with her in your mind, you'll be able to connect with her with all of her high points and none of the low. So all the negative stuff that may be like, oh man, I remember she'd get so upset about that. Instead of being, oh, it scared me or it harmed me, you'll go, oh, I remember that. It's endearing now because I'm no longer in a place where that affects me. I can see it as that's what she had to be able to teach me, so that way I could refine and overcome it.
So in other words, you're saying that I will become a better version of her based upon what she taught me.
Absolutely. And not just her. The complete group of ancestors, all of your ancestors have taught along the way, including your father and anybody else that's influenced your life. That's why it's really important to have a good tribe. If you have a good tribe, a good family unit, then you have what you need. Anytime one of the people in the tribe fail, which we always do, we're human, then the other people can lift those and you up. So this is your amazing experience. I mean, right now it seems really hard because there's that vacuum, right? When there's separation, just like if you lose a limb, you're going to expect it to be there. It's been there the whole time. You turn for it and it's gone. So now you get to be one of three options, or the fourth. I'm going to talk about the three options that most people do. Oh, I'm a victim. Look at me. I can't do anything. The world is just, it's all coming down on me and I'm suffering. Help. Right? That's a victim. That's suffering. They're completely harmless. Then you have another person. Oh, you know what? You deserve to suffer. You've done all these different things and you've and you get mad about this, so you deserve it. They're the persecutor. Then you have a rescuer. Oh, don't persecute that person. Don't tell them they did all that. Who are you to do that? Right? They're great. There's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong, right? As mom would do, as dad would do. They would protect us. But then none of those three actually serve us because none of them allow us to be from a place of causal agent. It's all what's happening to me. And so through this process, you're going to go from your past of what was to creating your future, being a causal agent of consciousness, doing it on purpose. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold the space for you to figure out whatever that is for you to adjust and create that wholeness again. Fill in those vacuums coming from choice rather than coming from what's available.
So coming from the spiritual side, I know personally I've gone through a journey from the first few days. It was almost unbelievable. I feel like she's still here. I mean, which I still feel nowadays. I just feel like she's not gone yet. I mean, many people told me, she's not going to be realizing it until like a few months later. I still feel like she's everywhere with me, but I mean, I'm slowly trying to occupy myself with more things to do, and I start to start thinking so many things about her that we've done together. Start missing. I mean, I still miss her really dearly, but I just can't get over the hurdle. I just feel like, I'm still at the process where I'm wondering, why did she just leave like that when she's having such a good future ahead of her. We've talked about so many different things we're going to do together, so many different experiences we will experience, that she's going to have grandkids, she's going to see me married. It's so many things. Why did she choose to go at this time?
That's an interesting perspective. And why I say that is, a lot of times our choice is not necessarily what's best for all those around us. It's what's best for us in that moment. And some of the greatest people grow from adversity. And perhaps what your mom was doing was setting you up with a life after her, so that way you have all these goals, like a bucket list, to be able to fulfill, thinking of your mom, so that way as you do it, you connect and reconnect with her as you fulfill this bucket list, if you will. And that's something you get to choose to take on or not. It's completely up to you.
We're going to take a short break, and after the break, we're going to keep talking about how do we keep searching on what our life is, and how you can help me cope with the loss. All right, we'll see you after the commercial.
The best entertainment, the widest coverage, the fastest speed, only through Asian Network. Call now for huge standalone and bundle savings at
Jingles are the way of life to sell everything from clothes, products, and houses. Jinglelicious has been there for many corporate companies to bring them the customers they need to thrive big all year round. Jinglelicious can create unique sound designs, jingles, and custom songs. Mention this video commercial and get any of our services for only $500 each, a savings of thousands of dollars. We want to invite new clients to Jinglelicious to make their dreams or business succeed with Jinglelicious. Call us now at 702-302-9212. That's 702-302-9212. Or visit our website at www.jinglelicious.com. Jinglelicious. Our jingles are ready when you are.
Jinglelicious. Okay, welcome back. So just now we were just talking about my mom left me, created this future for me, to create a bucket list. So are you talking about it's kind of like a future that he's like her vision is?
It could be. It could be simply steps that will lead you down a path that will allow you to choose something completely different than what you've chosen thus far. Or it could be something that aligns with the path that you've already chosen that will excel you even further.
But I'm not sure if this is, something that, I'm actually sure that a lot of people are experiencing, especially, coming from the Asian culture. A lot of things that I have been searching before are the things my parents want, like is what they want and what kind of person that they want me to become. So after she's gone, I feel like I've lost a big part of me, not just physically, but also what I'm doing it for. Like before, I felt like, okay, I'm gonna do this to make my parents proud, to make my mom proud. Or if I buy something, I will be like, this is what she likes. When she see this, she will say I'm really beautiful, or she will be proud of me. A big part of my life is based upon, I can't say it's a bad thing. It could be an Asian culture thing, but it's also because that we are so intertwined in our life together, and we want each other to be happy. And I'm sure from my mom's side, she's doing everything to make sure that her daughter is happy, probably from her own perspective, that she thinks what makes me happy. So when you say about she's, it's a bucket list, but I'm feeling so numb lately that I can't tell if it's my hope or if it's what my mom wants.
And that's totally acceptable. You're in a state of shock on multiple levels. You're in a state of shock physically because your physical connection is gone. Your emotional support system is gone. Your literally your expectation system as well is gone. And so you are in a state of shock, and that's okay. That's the beauty of it. Anytime something shifts from you, is taken from you, or you choose to separate from it, you're gonna feel loss. It's kind of like watching your favorite TV show, and then after 10 years of watching these people grow, they're gone, you feel lost. And it's kind of like, why do I feel lost? This is so weird. It's not like I knew those people, but all of a sudden I feel this loss from them. Now take that to your own family, and it's even more so. This was 10 people, 10 years of your life. This is your entire life. Everything you've ever learned was this person. And so just allow yourself to be in that state of shock. And every single time that you think of your mom, and you may think of something that wasn't her best, give her gratitude for that and appreciate her for that, because it allowed you to see the opposite. Because the only way you'll ever know that you're walking in heaven is when you've been dragged through a little bit of hell. You have to have that comparison or it won't match. So one of the things I'd like to offer you is a quartz crystal. It, like you, is beautiful. It has some transparency, yet there's some cracks in it. There's some tarnish to it. It's not perfect. It has not been polished. This is naturally the way it grows. And so what I'd like you to do is hold this in your right hand whenever you're thinking of your mother in a negative way. Something that, she wasn't necessarily this for me, or she was too much of that for me. And rethink that thought in a way that lifts her up. I'm so grateful that she taught me this, so that way I could refine myself and become this, and put that into your right hand. And then when you're thinking of her with things that she did for you that lifted you up and was able to give you more energy and more clarity in your life, you can put it in your left hand. And what's happening is you're literally reprogramming yourself through one of the oldest storage devices on this planet, quartz crystal. And it's used in your phones, it's used in televisions, it's used in all kinds of different devices. Now you're going to use it on purpose, being a causal agent of your thought, to create that which you desire around who you choose to have your mom in your mind moving forward. Because your mom will always be there, and you'll be able to have her as someone who's either saying things that are lifting you up because you did this process.
Really? How do I know she's there? She's still there.
Because she's part of your programming. She's part of your creation. And now what you're going to do is you're going to define her into a symbol that you can look for anytime you choose, rather than she's everywhere, I can't find her. There's no definitive symbol. Through that definitive symbol, your brain can connect neuropathically to it and then get to it anytime you choose. And like what I'm going to share with you is creating mind palaces in your mind. That is an anchor to a mind palace. In that space, you can expand in your mind, open it up to anything you choose to make it, invite anyone you choose to have in it, and then create any experience you wish. A lot like the movie Inception. However, instead of doing it to control people, you can actually do it to free them and to lift them up, and do it to yourself to guide you how you choose to be.
It's also a way to free myself too.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do the same thing with yourself. Anytime you have something negative about yourself that you don't like, you can put it in your right hand and say, these are the things that
because you recognize it already. So it's good that when you see it from a positive angle, that this is something you recognize, and it's something that you realize, and now you can change it for the better.
Become a causal agent of consciousness.
So Zach, let me ask you a question. Have you lost anyone close to you before, and how were you able to get through the process, and what usually is a process? And because I know everybody's going to feel grief. I mean, somebody's going to feel sad, somebody's going to feel angry, and I want everybody to know that that is okay. That is what that's about them, because this is the best moment to really take your time to find yourself, to do whatever you need to heal. Do you have any experience like that, and how were you able to get through this?
I've had many experiences like that. The first one was with my grandmother when I was a child. I think I was, a young man, 19, 20. She was living with my family, as was I at the time, and she slipped and fell and broke her collarbone, so she was in the hospital. And every morning I wake up, I do a thing called brain priming, where I think about how I choose for my life to be for that day moving forward, and mostly the emotions and the physical experiences of, I desire to smile today, I desire to be happy, these kind of things. I desire to have experiences that empower me, lift me up. And in doing this, my grandmother came into this space in my mind, and she was tall and beautiful, and I'd only ever seen her as hunched over and kind of angry, not a very happy person. And she came up to me, and music started playing, and next thing I know, we were dancing. And I'm dancing with her, and it's this beautiful experience. And then all of a sudden, it started to calm down, and she looks to me and she says, "I'm scared." I said, "Well, I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm here, I'll support you." And she told me I need to go. I have to go somewhere else now, and I'm not sure where. So I'll guide you to the light. What are your wishes? What do you want to have happen? She said, "I'd like you to carry my body to its final resting place and give the eulogy." Now, I'm the grandson of a woman who has 8 children with over 150 grandchildren. Who am I to be the person to give this eulogy? And at the time I had a lot of ego. I had to let go of all that. So I got to offer this to there and got huge results from it. And since then, I've been able to go into this space in my mind's eye and invite other people to create it in their mind so they can have that as well, and then create anything they wish and expand it as much as you wish. It's one of the beautiful things about who we are and what we're capable of is when we get the 6 bodies aligned, a 7th body comes out. That's this empowered body, this God state, that's a creator. And when you get in that creation state, anything's possible.
Yeah, because what I do realize is this is really a self-healing journey that, I'm so grateful because this happened, and I immediately have so many friends, my family's all around to support me, and I'm able to talk and converse with my dad all the time. We talk about mom, and which literally makes me feel better because I still feel like she's still here and she's still with us. It's a way to holding on to her before I'm totally like healed. Well, I'm sure actually she will always be here with me. She's always part of my life. But no matter what other people say, I know this is still something that if anybody experiences it, you have to go through the process yourself. Mm-hmm. It's really literally day after day, one step at a time, and hopefully it will get better day by day. No matter what other people say, it is something that I'm going through myself, or you have to go through yourself. And by you sharing these tools, it definitely can help you. It's really about the perspective that we are taking, and how do we view this loss? Are you going to be resentful? Are you going to be taking it as a way to make yourself a better person? Are you going to be spiritually aligned with the better half of yourself and with the person that you love? And how do we really search for our meanings in life? And I think this is a great time to really reflect and to connect. And you here sharing great tools and great, perspectives about how to approach the situations. And I think I'm really grateful, and I'm looking forward to talk more and dig deeper. Like we said, we're going to do a session and where we're going to create a space. And I wish that we can have another opportunity to be able to not, to experience it myself, but also to share my journey with Zach in the future as well. But meanwhile, Zach, can you please let our audience know, because I know you're really good at helping people along spiritual journeys, not just when it comes to death, but also comes to, like you said, get over their past and take a step to the future. Can you tell us where we can look for more information about you, or maybe get in touch with you to, learn about these things?
Absolutely. You can find me on Facebook at Zachariah Moyes, ZachariahMoyes. I'm also on Instagram as The Manly Vegan.
Manly Vegan. Thank you so much, Zach. And again, for everybody in front of the camera, again, I mean, thank you so much for going through this episode with me, because I thought it would be helpful. Because for me, one of the big things that helped me is to see those videos or vlogs that people sharing about their griefs, talking about how they were able to get through this. And that has helped me a lot, because I don't feel alone. I don't feel like I'm the only one who is going through this together. And I just want to say life is very precious, and I think it's a gift for anybody who is still around. And for those that passed or left us here, I think it's a way for us to be better. So thank you again, and I hope to see you next episode. Have a safe week.
This has been a presentation of VATV.
ACTV is proud to be associated with Asian Network. Call now for huge standalone and bundle savings at